investigation matches, Newbee Young coming up with Dade could even threaten their position. So this means a lot. They don't want to be in that position to go up against Dade's new team. Or Doinbee's new team.
They certainly don't. Invictus Gaming on the flip side, they've gone through a couple of roster changes. I say a couple, but it's actually been a complete overhaul almost between a lot of their players. This time around, though, they will not be starting with Save in the top lane. They will be bringing in Tai, and they will have Marge and Balan, their new AD carry and support. But we are into Champion Select for game number 1 between Invictus Gaming and Newbee. Invictus Gaming will be on the blue side. Newbee will be on the red side to start things off, as Siva, Nidalee, and Vladimir are going to be Invictus Gaming's 3 bans. Gameplay and Talia, as well as Gragas, will be Newbee's bans of choice.
Yeah, so I do love the Nidalee ban coming out. Get Swift off the Nidalee pick. That is his go-to pick. Can really pressure out quite a bit on it. And Sivir for Happy. Happy has been a great position, like usually in every team fight, can position quite well for himself. His only real weakness just comes in his laning phase.
We'll have to see if they can take advantage of that here in Invictus Gaming, trying to abuse Happy during his laning phase. Still waiting to see what Invictus Gaming are going to be picking up as their first choice. First pick, sorry. Malzahar was left open. So is the Hecarim, so is the Shen. So lots of very key, crucial picks are available for IG on the blue side. Newbee will also get 2 very strong picks on the red side due to a couple of the targeted bans, you could say, that came out from the 2 teams. Yeah,
so but Newbee taking down the Talia pick and the Gangplank, very key champions for IG.
And Invictus Gaming will actually lock in Hecarim as their first pick of choice. We'll have to see what Newbee decide to get as their first 2 champions.
Yeah, so Kid is an incredible Gragas jungle, but you know, he's going to be just as happy to get the Hecarim. Once you get to that level 6 point, obviously you can control a lot of the late game portions of these team fights. But yeah, he does incredibly well, and it just comes back to the point that IG's team fighting is going to be their focus here.
Gragas was Kid's most played champion this split. Hecarim, he's been playing a lot more recently, but is more fond of the Graves in the summer split of the LPL. Newbee going to be locking in their first 2 picks here, hovering over the Malzahar for now. Not many mid lanes have a lot of chance to use this for their team because it's most likely banned out against multiple teams here, but it seems like they're going to be content with picking up Brom and Malzahar as their first 2 picks. And rather than said again, they just swap it over. Tahm Kench is going to be the number 1 support pick here today.
Very good pick coming out of Newbee. I was wondering about it because Malzahar is great, but it's great against IG. Now we talked about Malzahar as an amazing champion. Sure, it does a lot for you, but going up against Rookie, you really do want to nullify that mid lane matchup. Not only that, you want to nullify the team's focus because they do play around Rookie quite a bit. And of course, you take that Tahm Kench, and you're going to be helping out Malzahar wherever he goes, wherever his advancements go.
And it's going to be an instant lock-in of the victor as well coming out from Invictus Gaming. Rookie really wants to be taking that champion into the mid lane to go up against Dade. We have to see what their other champion of choice will be. Shen is going to be locked in for Tai up in the top lane, a champion you normally see paired up with the Hecarim.
So yeah, these team fights coming out of IG, they better be long ones. It looks like we're going to be seeing some tanky, sustained fights, and it seems like you have to be forced into that because that's what Tahm Kench does. He really does negate these picks coming out of your compositions. You can't get picks, he will look to save them out, so you really have to chase down those fights, or just take Tahm Kench out entirely.
We have seen a couple of teams flex the Tahm Kench, not only in LPL, but also internationally. It has seen some play in the top lane as well as a support. Most frequently seen here as a support champion, so we should expect more to be picking that one up, as Happy locks in his Jhin as his AD carry of choice.
Yeah, I want to see how that works out. Now, IG's bottom lane, they will likely have the counter picks going for them, but generally they do play fairly back. They allow the rest of the team, the rest of the map to take the lead, to take the pressure going for them. We usually do see Marge going on Ashe or even Ezreal primarily. So yeah, the Jhin pick is going to be interesting. I wonder how they answer that.
We also got Swift picking up his Graves, probably the third most played, one of the most played junglers after Gragas, and probably that Hecarim, and probably next to Rek'Sai as well, which has been left untouched during this pick and ban phase. Neither team really opting to go towards the champion.
Yeah,
see how Swift uses it.
Yeah, exactly. So I do like the Graves. Graves gives him pressure while at the same time plays towards the fact that they have quite a bit of safety coming from the Tahm Kench.
Meanwhile, Invictus Gaming lock in Ash and Brom as their bottom lane duo here. So securing a fairly strong bottom lane combo, whereas Newbee seems like their top laner will be the final pick of choice unless they do eventually flex the Tahm Kench into the top lane.
So yeah, that's been IG's bottom lane. Ash and that Braum, whenever they get the opportunity, that's just theirs. They look for the pick, they look for the skirmishes. Baolan can link up the mid lane to the bottom lane quite frequently, so expect him to be working with Kid as the laning phase goes on, as time ticks on. But question is now, what will V look to pick going into this top lane? He has a lot of options. He is going up against the Shen, so that matchup should be quite easy for him. We've been seeing a lot of rumbles in that matchup. He can really go any way.
We'll have to see what he decides to lock in here as the final pick for Newbee, because we do expect the Tahm Kench to be flexed as a support for the team. He hovered over a few champions, but it seems like he's going to be settling in as Maokai for his top lane pick.
So Newbee's team fighting is going to be fairly hard to approach for IG, that is. Newbee's team fighting looks godly. Their Maokai is going to be doing a lot of frontlining. Their bottom lane, Tahm Kench, will be doing a lot of work in going between mid lane and their bottom lane. Those immobile carries coming out of Jhin and Malzahar should always feel fairly safe whenever they look to engage on the enemy team or if they're getting engaged on.
So once again, another team in the final week of the LPL picks up a new champion to play around with. This time it's going to be the Tahm Kench for Newbee. Neither V or Moore have played that one, and it will be Moore that picks it up as a support here today. Invictus Gaming, though, a very common team comp they've picked up here that we see very frequently used, which is, you know, the Ashe in the bottom lane with the Shen Hakrim. Normally you replace the Victor with the Malzahar, but that was taken away by Dade.
Yeah, IG went for the composition that's well practiced by them. Meanwhile, Newbee go for a composition that, honestly, they do this time and time again. This is something that is going to be a little bit more of a new territory for them.
We'll have to see if Newbee are able to use this one effectively as we head on to Summoner's Rift for game number 1 between Invictus Gaming and Newbee. We're on to Summoner's Rift for the first game of the final best of 3 of the regular split of the summer split of the LPL, as it will be Invictus Gaming taking on Newbee. And Raz, there's no better game to end us off. The game that decides who the final seed heading into the playoffs is going to be, and also who is going to be that final team in the LPL that will be heading into the promotion and relegation tournament.
Yeah, exactly. You see two teams who've had opposite experiences throughout this split. Newbee started out fairly well, going through the teams in their groups. All right, but now they've been slipping, falling. They've gotten to a point where now it felt like it wasn't going to be a thing. In Group A, the top 4 teams had a lot of safety to their name, but boy, did IG really start ramping it up. And so now the Newbee, they're taking it to the last game. They have to start somewhere, and it has to be this game, or else they're going to the promotion relegation matches.
It certainly does. It's do or die for these two teams at the moment. A stark contrast. You either head into the playoffs or you are fighting for your lives to stay in the LPL. And the next 3 games are going to decide which team heads where. We are in game number 1. So far, no lane swaps coming out from either of these two teams. Both Kid as well as Swift will be starting on the top side of the map. Kid will be starting at his blue buff. We will see Kid start on his the Krug camps, with the help of his top lane, unleashing that one out. Happy and Moore trying to take down Gromp at level 1, taking a little bit of damage for this, and they will actually go back towards it. Baolan and Mars, though, want to try and contest for this one. It has been eaten up by Moore, almost gets stolen away, but Happy does get the last hit, so now, crucially, Newbee will have that lane advantage.
Yeah, they will, but what will it mean? That's the real question, because we've seen this lane before. Now, sure, EDG is an amazing team, but the matchup does work in IG's favor. Ashe, Braum up against Tahm Kench and Jhin. Really, once you just start chucking out your volleys, it's going to be rather hard to push against that.
You can see Rookie laning exactly how we would expect him to, right behind his opponent's minions, throwing out spells every single time Dade gets into range. He's a very aggressive laner, and he has a unique playstyle in the early laning phase.
Yeah, the Death, Fire, Touch, Burn. You definitely feel the burn against that in the bottom lane. As I said, not looking good for Newbee.
Happy did start off getting a level 2 first. So did Moore, but seems like Marge and Balon have been able to diffuse the advantage they got from Gromp nice and early with the Ashe and Braum lane. Swift did pick up his red buff after he took the entire top side of his jungle, takes all the small camps on the bottom side of the jungle as well, and now is working to try and take down blue buff for himself.
Yeah, so a fairly slow start. Keep them isolated to their lanes. Both junglers are not very impactful in terms of ganks. Sure, both ganks can work out well, as looks like maybe Hecarim's going top, but they're going to primarily look to farm.
He's going to be a little bit careful here because Hecarim is moving towards the top side of the map. Maokai has flashed away. Tatai gets a taunt down, but he's incredibly low. The Sapling is going to look to try and take him down. Tatai needs to be careful. V is trying to kite away, using his passive to heal up, but Kid is going to be incredibly fast. There's no way for V to run. He's got no flash available, and First Blood will go on over towards Invictus Gaming's jungler.
Yeah, but Tatai could not get the assist on that one, so that's a small victory.
Swift.
Ooh.
He's being very cheeky here. The recall is going to be coming out from Shen, so he's going back to base. Kid has been spotted, but instead Swift decides to do a little bit of counter jungling for himself.
Yeah, he was trying to catch out Shen. Zatai was incredibly low. Could not even see him. Didn't have vision, so that worked out well for him. Only saw Kid, so he thought worst case scenario, it'd be a 2v1.
Both top laners also using their teleport to get back to the top lane. Tatai will have a nice big minion wave to pick up for himself. V stuck with the scraps of what was left after that team fight.
Yeah, a bit of just a small gank there, and that's going to be a great thing for Hecarim. Hecarim getting any kills early on is really scary to deal with because he already has what feels like a trough in the early game because he's going to be looking to build up on just the Phage or really the Sheen, just going for the items for that Trinity Force, not really looking perhaps to finish it.
He's moving mid lane though. Dade has to use the Ghost as well as the Flash to get away the gank that comes out from Kid. So staying a little bit too far up, and Invictus Gaming already off to a great start here against Newbee.
Yeah, Kid's impact so far, 5 minutes into this game, has been incredible. Now, yeah, sure, he has the farm, he has the kill, and yeah, that resulted from the pressure he had topside, and he was able to get Flash mid, so you better believe that's going to be something Dade has to watch out.
Especially with Rookie being the aggressive mid laner that he is here. Bottom lane's only really I said only about 5 times there. It's the only neutral lane that we have at the moment. No ganks coming out from either junglers just yet. Marge did defuse the sticky level 1 situation of Happy hitting level 2 first quite nicely. Now the minion score is even between the two AD carries.
Yeah,
Swift
maybe even.
Still trying to farm.
Yeah, maybe even, but it's not really an even ballpark for that bottom lane. Marge, sure, is the waves pushing back on him, and at the same time, he just has full mana. 75% mana on him. Jin is struggling, so he's looking to perhaps go back or just take the brunt of the matchup.
Swift finds Kid trying to invade in towards the Graves jungle. Raptor Sand's going to get popped by Kid as he looks to try and get a smite down on towards this camp. Swift is still contesting for it, but smite does get taken by Kid. Will lose the Raptor Sense thanks to a nice ward that Swift places down.
At least he gets a note on that it exists, so that's a good plus for them.
And Rookie's still playing the way we would expect Rookie to, right behind his enemy minions, as close to the turret as possible, being as aggressive as he possibly can. Has picked himself up a nice 15 CS lead and is also consistently chunking Dade down, forcing him to use that refillable potion every single time Rookie steps up to the plate.
So yeah, one of the identity that Malzahar has, of course, is that he's a major shover. He can shove in almost against any matchup, right? But one of his weaknesses is actually his early levels, level 1 to 4. He does actually get shoved in. It's very difficult for him to contest the wave against most champions. So right now, he is getting pushed in. He is getting out shoved. Oh!
There goes Kid, actually very aggressive on towards Swift here. He actually takes Flash to Summoner's Rift on his Hecarim instead of going for a Ghost, which we normally see people pick up. Tatai even using the stand Uniter, but Swift will use collateral damage to hop over the Krug wall.
Yeah, they were a little bit ambitious, but they did get the ulti coming out of Graves on that one. And they're looking to be proactive, which is a big point that we have been seeing from Invictus Gaming, their new proactive look. And so, just to finish up the point on Malzahar is just that he's a champion that, yeah, he can shove out, but it takes him time to get to a point where he does have favor in a matchup.
Certainly does. Well, Invictus Gaming, they're the only one with the kill in this game so far. They're about 500 gold up ahead of Newbee. Nothing too drastic, but the game is definitely in their control for now. And we'll have to check in to see if they can increase the advantage they've already created for themselves.
Already, we're seeing quite a bit of vision on this blue side jungle for in favor of IG in Newbies. Balan did head out. He did have the Sight Stone. Chucked a few wards there. So now whenever Graves walks in, he is going to get noticed. He will get pinged down. Good advantage here.
Swift's going to be donating blue buff on over towards Dade on this Malzahar. We'll be able to help him out a little bit more with shoving out this mid lane against an aggressive rookie. As Newbee actually ping on over towards the Dragon. Baolan doing a good job of kiting away from the Tahm Kench, but Kurtikor is going to come out. Baolan just puts up the shield and blocks as many shots as he possibly can. Even jumps over towards Maj, but he can't get locked down. Dade wants to get an ultimate off, but is underneath the turret. There's the arrow landing on over towards Swift. That was just to defuse the situation presented by Newbee. And no, someone is burnt by Invictus Gaming. Ghost actually being used by Dade to try and get into the bottom lane.
Yeah, exactly. Well played from IG's bottom lane. Got away from that situation entirely, but they didn't have to burn that ulti from Ashe. So a bit much on that one. Maybe they could have gotten another play as a response. But in the end of the day, they get quite a lot for it, and Rookie shoves out mid lane in that advantage.
And again, you have Dade moving aggressively towards the mid lane, but it's Rookie who returns the kill. Now he's getting jumped on. Dade, though, gets obliterated as soon as he uses his ultimate. Chaos Storm will get put down by Rookie, and Invictus Gaming now have 2 kills on the table, and they're 1,500 gold in the lead.
Yeah, they're playing incredibly well to their pressure that's coming out on the map. IG backs away when they get pressured, and on top of that, that incredible counter gank coming from Kid. He knew he could take it, and he's still going at him.
Swift's in trouble. He just jumped over the wall to go toe-to-toe against Kid, finds him taking away his Raptor camp, and he goes on a killing spree as he takes down the jungler one-on-one.
A bit of a grin coming on Kid. This is his calling, changing himself to the jungle position and really showing that he can out-jungle Swift. But of course, it just comes down to a team game, and IG as a team feeling a lot more crisp.
They certainly are. Now Baolan and Marge. There's an aggressive flash forward from the Braum. Concussive blows will lock Happy down. Still has his heal. Forced to use it. Marge going aggressive. Will block the deadly flourish that comes out from Happy. And Invictus Gaming, they're picking up kills across the map, Raz.
This has been such a long time. Probably never, honestly. I'm gonna be real with you. That I'll ever compliment an IG bottom lane.
But there's a double teleport coming down here. One was the Tahm Kench ultimate. Marge and Baolan are stuck between a rock and a hard place. And Newbee will put themselves on the scoreboard by taking down IG's bottom lane.
All right, well, there we go. There goes their bottom lane. But yeah, I loved IG's bot lane in the sense that they were able to they're aggressive, great mechanics on it. Just turned out to bite them a little bit. Double kill for Newbee.
And still, Invictus Gaming are the ones that are firmly in control of this game. 2,000 gold up. They just forced big summoner spells and big ultimates coming out from Newbee. So teleport down for V. Zatai still has his standing lighter as well as his teleport, so can use that to affect the map globally if they need him to.
In fact, it looks like Newbee's going for that lane swap, trying to get out of that matchup entirely. It's been really rough for that Jhin. But IG's not going to let that happen as they look to lane swap back into it, or just swap right back in. They want those standard matchups.
Rookie still in this lane against Dade. You can see how much respect the Malzahar is giving Victor at the moment, because Rookie, he's an aggressive laner. Most everyone knows just that. But look at what he's picked up as his first item, Raz. He's not happy that there is an ultimate that can lock him down coming out from Dade. He wants this Quicksilver Sash. He does not want to be locked down.
Yeah, we've been seeing mages pick it up. The best example of it, honestly, is Republic. Republic won't pick the Malzahar, so he went into a matchup. It was like, hey, you know what? We're going up against the Malzahar. Pick a lot of lockdown. He just went straight for that QSS. Of course, you can't really build it into anything. It feels a little bit like a gold dump, but it allows you, it frees you up a lot more in just taking these fights.
He's still pushing aggressively in this mid lane. Meanwhile, though, top lane, they're going to be diving on towards Newbee's AD carrying support. Happy tries to run back towards his turret, but Tatai taunts him up. Moore now has to run away, forced to flash, but Kid flashes forward as well. He picks up another kill, and all Newbee going to be able to do in response is take down a dragon.
It just feels so crazy saying that IG is just the movement team. They are moving across the map, and it's not ending there.
They're reacting to this one. Rookie's flash over the wall. Swift has to flash back after dashing over that one. Flash for flash. He's still got the dragon for his team, but still Invictus Gaming, they're the aggressors in this match.
Yeah, so this is really the story between both teams. Newbee actually, believe it or not, they're the early game team. Lately, they have been accruing a lot of early game leads, right? Even though their identity for a long time has come back to their team fighting, scaling up and getting to that point, they really didn't figure out what to go for. So they have been playing towards their early game. And in this composition, sure, you get those later game team fight that team fight working for you. But IG have changed themselves. They can even take a composition that could go a little slowly and just push it to the next level.
And they are almost 4,000 gold up ahead of Newbee. Newbee struggling this early into the game, but if one thing we can always credit Newbee for is the fact that they have been a team that from spring and even in summer have shown 10, 15,000 gold behind, they can still put up a good 5-on-5 team fight, and that's really where we start to see Newbee shine.
Yeah, that's true. But on the other side of things, when they do have a massive lead, when it's come to the point that they should be able to clean it up to finish off, they always seem to fumble on it. And so I guess they got seen out here, but in the end of the day, Newbee, if they get a lead, if they get a gold lead, they need to clean it up. And this is their time to get that lead.
They're looking for a flank on towards Marge here. The Enchanted Chris Arrow will lock down Swift, but will get locked down by the captive audience as well as the curtain call for Swift to go on his own killing spree and get a return kill onto Invictus Gaming's AD carry.
Yeah, Newbee is not going to sit down and let the map be taken away from them. They're starting to claw their way back into this game, and deservingly so. They really do need it. They don't want their playoffs hope just being dashed like that.
And all they get off of the back of the Tom Kench ultimate is the kill on towards Marge. He will die, but the turret in the top lane will still live. Invictus Gaming seems like whenever they make a play, they get something out of what they do. Newbee for now, it's just kills and kills and kills.
Exactly. They're just trying to claw themselves back by just getting any kill they can get. And at the moment, it feels like Kid's pressure, his map movement, nice close-up on him because it's been the reason why they've been taking this game.
Yeah, and he's got his Trinity Force completed on the Hecarim nice and early, just 15 minutes into this game. Like we mentioned earlier, he's got Flash on Hecarim Raz. We see most Hecarims pick up Ghost here, so an interesting summon to spell of choice.
Exactly, so it's going to be interesting to see how he utilizes it. Of course, now he can look to chase a little, not a little worse, it's going to be, a little worse. He can't chase that far, that's fair. But if there's a wall in the way, at least he can flash over that wall.
Meanwhile, Swift waiting in the wings of the bottom lane. Really trying to pick on this bottom lane duo of Invictus Gaming. They've been the target of every single gank that has come out from Newbee. Whereas Newbee have been the target of ganks across the map. Everyone on their team has died at least once so far. Rookie heads over towards his blue buff, gets donated his blue buff from Kid. To be able to go toe-to-toe against this Malzahar even longer. You see his tower is fairly healthy. Dade's tower is about a third of a health away from being destroyed. So the shove-in pressure coming out from Rookie has been really good so far. Just to almost naturally take the tower down.
Yeah, Dade does get the Morellonomicon though. So he's going to be able to start to contest that shove, maybe create a shove for his own. He does need that blue buff though to be able to match up to Rookie's.
Rookie being a little bit careful there, moving towards the side of the lane, just trying to check and see if Swift is waiting in the wings anywhere behind Fog of War.
Yeah, these towers are getting chipped down. Newbee are on the back foot.
Kid's waiting in the mid lane just to make sure if Swift comes in for a gank, he is there to assist his mid laner. And Rookie will slowly continue to push out this lane. It really feels like the focal point between the two teams at the moment. Dade is at a high enough level that he can wave clear effectively against Rookie, but this turret's already taken a beating. One big push from Invictus Gaming is all it will take to take it down. But Dragon's up in a minute 30, so IG will definitely want to try and get good vision control over the area until then.
Yeah, so it really depends on who's going to make the first step, because actually Newbee can play around here, and if they do play around, it's going to be through their mid lane focus. Dade does have Flash, he does have Ghost, he does have ulti.
Well, they're trying to collapse on top of him. Tahm Kench and Happy have been brought into this mid lane, but they don't get locked down. Now Rookie's the one that looks to try and return this one. Chaos Storm will whiff, but it's still chasing Newbee. So they fail the gank onto one's Rookie, and he fails the follow-up to get a counter gank onto Newbee.
Yeah, nothing really comes of it, but at the same time, Ashe is accruing a lot of CS from that. Jin did have to come through mid. Oh.
I feel like that was a little bit of a waste. His passive came up on time. It wasn't going to hit anyway.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, you didn't need to flash. It's just a reflex. I can understand it, but you're playing Malzahar, buddy.
Oh, Rookie's been able to put himself up quite nice in terms of CS. He's 55 CS up ahead of Dade. Dade did go back and pick up on another Nomicon, whereas the QSS was forced out of Rookie. So slight advantage still in Dade's favor because of the item pickup that Rookie was forced into. That's enough gold to get another upgrade of his Hex Core. He will head back to base though. Dragons will be spawning in 15 seconds. Baron in a minute 30 as we approach 20 minutes into this game.
Yeah, feels I will still edge these fights to Newbee because they were able to stall this game out. Now they're trying to make some plays in the mid lane to try and get it going the way, but at this point they are accruing quite a bit of CS here. They're still in the game even though they're at a deficit. Next Dragon is coming up, so it is up. So the fight coming around it will be rather crucial. I do think Newbee does have the team fight comp to take it though.
It's an Infernal Dragon as well, Rad, so something that these two teams will definitely want to fight over. Especially when you have a team comp of Graves, Malzahar, Jin, champions that build a lot of ability power and attack damage that can use the Dragon buff to multiply the extra stats they get. He doesn't have his blue buff anymore, and now Dade's been able to pick his blue buff up from Swift. So he will have that pushing advantage. But Rookie being relentless in pressure, making sure he goes toe-to-toe against this Malzahar. Pings are now flying out everywhere for this Infernal Dragon that has been started by Invictus Gaming. Marge rotates down more, looking for the flank. Down. They've got the TP from V coming in to fight this one now. Let's see how this one goes. Moore's the first target. Stand United on top of Kid. They're still focusing down the support. They go on top of V instead. Taunt comes out. Rookie somehow's gone one-on-one against Dade in the back lines. Now Newbee just have to try and run away. Swift, he will fall down the Hecarim. He gets a double kill. V's the next target. Curtain Call comes out from Jin, but they're just chasing on towards him. Rookie's here with a tie. Happy has to run away from this deadly combo of Invictus Gaming, but they get 4 kills off of the back of that Dragon attempt, and they get the Dragon as well.
Now that was really unfortunate. Just look at Moore here. Moore is actually the focal point of his team composition. He needs to save the entirety of the team. Sure, yeah, Dade did get zoned out. He is a core point of his team, but it comes down to the true fact that Tahm Kench was far too forward. He took far too much damage, so when the rest of his team did walk up, they had no way of kiting backwards.
And that was an absolute disaster for Newbee. They were holding on with a small gold deficit, and it's now 7,000 gold in Invictus Gaming's favor. You can see the damage dealt during that fight. IG just topping the charts in every single role.
So that was the most crucial fight that really came down to it. Either team, whoever won that fight, this game would have gone in their favor. IG started, they initiated because they did have the waves pushed up, so that was in their favor. It really came down to it that Newbee could answer, but sure, exactly, Malzahar was pushed away, and to boot, Moore walked far too much forward to just really was not effective.
Exactly that. It really felt like Newbee were trying to pincer them inside of that pit, and if Moore was that far forward, he really needs everyone there with him. Can't quite do that when your mid lane is just getting chunked out all on his own. No one there to help him, like a Tahm Kench, which would have been pretty useful in that situation.
Yeah, you know, Tahm Kench is a great champion because you're supposed to save other people, but, you know, they can't save you. Like, you need to be the supporting factor rather than someone who's getting picked out first.
Invictus Gaming looking very strong. Just a reminder, they are the ones that are fighting for their lives here because they're the ones with the late surge to try and get into promotions. They're still a point behind Newbee, but they've won more maps. They have the head-to-head advantage as well if they win this game. So it's all up to them to try and put themselves into the promotion, not into promotion, into the playoff run.
Yeah, and at
looking
this
strong.
point, exactly. At this point, Newbee's really in a poor position because, yeah, sure, you're gold. You're a lot behind in terms of gold, right? But Jin can't even walk up to get this farm. He has to wait until it's pushed up under his turret because IG is just really playing this clinically. They're just walking up, clearing as much vision as possible, making it as unsafe as humanly possible. Now Newbee have to answer this pressure.
Ooh, Invictus Gaming setting up a death brush. Newbee will have to walk forward to check this one eventually. Trinket wards are down as well, so they can't quite spot them out. We'll put a cheeky ward over the red buff to stop Invictus Gaming. But they have firm control over this Baron pit. It looks like it just maintained that one. Kid trying to leash the red buff towards his side of the map. Swift has been caught though. Moore will eat him up, who will get locked down by the Hecarim and knocked up by the Braum. Spits out the jungler, but now Dade's in trouble. He will get picked up as well. Kurta Call comes flying in from the top lane, but just clips away at members of Invictus Gaming and does absolutely nothing as they set their eyes towards the Baron.
And that's what it comes down to. Tom Kent, sure, he can save you, but he can't save himself. If you're this far behind, it'll feel very difficult for anything to happen.
He's found Swift, and Rookie just snipes him off as he was trying to sneak around towards the Baron pit, which means it's a free Baron that gets picked up by Invictus Gaming.
Rookie this entire game has just been a free spirit, just finding somebody on his own, getting those solo kills on Victor. Primarily, you're supposed to be with the team, but he's been finding great use, much more effectiveness, just zoning out people he can really target out in Dade, and in that one he's just found Swift didn't allow him to walk in.
Now Invictus Gaming, not only are they 9,000 gold ahead, they have a Baron buff. Like we said though, there's always a chance for Newbee to fight back from a 10,000 gold deficit, from 15,000 gold behind. We've seen them do it before. The question is, can they do it again? Because Invictus Gaming, team fight after team fight, pick after pick, look unstoppable. It seems like Newbee just have no response at the moment to the powerhouse that is running through Summoner's Rift.
I just have no faith in Newbee being able to accomplish that because that's been their identity or who they were previously. In the days of,
they have locked down Baolan though. He will get eaten up by Moore and spack back out towards the team. Malefic Vision's doing a lot of damage, but Invictus Gaming trying to turn this one out. Baolan put us on his blue suede shoes. Marge blocks it for him as well. Dade is going to get taken down by this taunt. Rookie's already picked up a triple kill on this team fight. Chasing for V as Kid's going to be knocking him back with the flash. Rookie's joined it. He wants this quadra. He looks for it, but it's going to be Baolan that gets the revenge kill as they try to lock it down for the ace for Invictus Gaming.
Yep, the ace for them. This is just really I don't want to say a clinical game, said it too many times, but man, they stitch him up. Stitch him up because this game is honestly far too bloody.
And they push for the inhibitor as well. Look at the damage that Rookie has done during that fight. He is a beast on this Victor. I believe he's almost Flame Horizon Dade as well in CS.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing incredibly well, but it's just the team as a whole. Kid in the early game playing incredibly well, allowing his team to come back up. And you're right, almost there, almost able to Flame Horizon him. But every unit on IG have been playing incredibly well up until this point.
Exactly that. Kid, he's 8-0-4. Rookie is 7-0-3. Top lane, Tatai is 0-9, assisting the team. Bottom lane's really being that facilitator they need.
They're both with 11 assists.
Yep.
Double support bottom lane. That's
double support.
I mean, we're talking about how they're supposed to play back, let the other the members of the team carry forward, and it's showing just right here.
This is Rookie dealing the most damage for a team after he rushed a quick Silver Sash. It really shows how much he's been doing in these team fights and been putting out a lot of work as Invictus Gaming look to try and siege the bottom lane and top lane at the same time. Shen is split pushing, does have his Stand United back up and available. Rookie is poking back and forth wherever he possibly can. Uses the gravity field to stop any engage coming out from Newbee. Shen will slowly work that top lane towards the inhibitor turret, but IG, they're trying to pull the button and get some damage on towards these turrets. Newbee are poking wherever they can, but not doing too much right now.
They just have to hold on while Shen gets at least someone to answer him. If no one answers Shen's pressure, then he will just be whacking at this turret.
Well, Curtical comes out. V is looking for the initiation. Shen's already on that turret. Warrior's standing on top of Baolan, who picks up the first kill. V is down. Darde's the next target. He's chased over the top of the base, trying to collapse onto them as Swift will get locked down by concussive blows. Rookie's gone over the top. He's deep into the base, looking for more as the next target. Pops the Grey Hells, but it's not going to be enough because the laser comes out for the double kill. Invictus Gaming get 4 kills. There's only Happy left alive on the fountain, but Rookie's got a thing or two to say about it as well. They might actually die for this one, Raz. They want to take down the Nexus first, though, as they're going to be able to go in and take game number 1 from Newbee.
IG have just been playing incredibly well in this later half of the split. And my God, this is IG. You have to watch out, Newbee. This might be the very first time you get knocked out of playoffs.
You can see Dade cleaning his glasses there. Does not have an impressed look on his face. Whew, Invictus Gaming, they have showed up in the later half of the summer split of the LPL, and they're not playing around, Raz. They mean business coming into this series.
I mean, you better not be playing around. You're playing for that final playoff spot and your chance to getting into Worlds and that sweet LPL title.
It's not just that, but also the fact that if whoever wins this game is safe in the LPL, you have no chance of getting eliminated and no chance of having to fight for your life anymore. As we take a look at the highlights from that game. Yes, there were a lot of kills that went onto the bottom lane from Newbee, but every single time it was answered by something that came out from Invictus Gaming.
Exactly. IG had it every step of the way. Their bottom lane was able to pressure down Jin, and Jin is just the focal point of every point in this comp because they just did not let him rest. From the bottom lane, they killed him. Sure, they got double killed for that reason, but when he went back to the top lane to maybe swap away from the matchup, well, guess what? You're not in a matchup anymore. You're going against a 5-man unit.
And this is where things just went south, Raz. This team fight is what changed the game for Invictus Gaming.
Just look at this. Rookie says, hell no, you are not coming into this team fight. What do you think you're doing? And then throughout the entirety of the bottom portion of this fight, like, Moore was caught out. It was just a mess of a game at that point for them. And sure, this was their pick, right? Oh, we got Baolan. But he just walks towards his team. The team just collapses on him. Enchanted Crystal Arrow helping him out. And from that point forward, of course, Rookie's just going to run rampant on them.
Kid even stops the curtain call that came out from Happy there. To add insult to injury, Baolan lives throughout this entire fight and even gets the final kill for the ace, which was on top of V. And Invictus Gaming looks so strong in that first match. Newbee really have to bounce back in this second game.
I mean, they really need to, right? Like, you get to the point where throughout the entire split, you're far ahead of them. You look down at IG, they look like a hot mess, but man, they really showed up.
Well, let's see if Newbee can fight back because Invictus Gaming are 1-0 up in the final match of the group stages of the LPL Summer Split. The winner of this series locks in their spot in playoffs. We still have that second game coming up, so don't go anywhere.